Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Spirit Soul Sense, information for your soul. I am Shareece, and I recently got a comment on one of my last videos that confused me so badly. I was so confused. The video was about femininity, and it was titled, Femininity Level Up Channels Will Not Help You If You Don't Have This One Thing. So, because I'm talking about femininity, I'm specifically talking to women who want to be feminine, women specifically who want to be feminine and are watching femininity videos on YouTube, specifically is what I was thinking. But then I got a comment clearly from a guy that just threw me for a loop. And so I spent a lot of time, and sir, if you're watching, like, please don't take offense. I think this is a teaching moment, a learning moment. And I want, because everybody's not gonna watch that video, everybody's not gonna look at the comments, I want to talk about it in its own specific video because I just think it's interesting. I was recently reflecting on conversations online between men and women, conversations in real life between friends, men and women, and then intimate, like, relational conversations between men and women, and how different they are in the quality, the way we talk about certain subjects. So I thought this was a good teaching moment. So I'm gonna spend some time reading the comments and going through my thought process on how I formulated where I was, what was the what of it all, okay? So the first comment, his screen name is Bush Trash. He says, you want a good man, check your FZ list. Most of you have a long list of men you put in the FZ. I didn't know what FZ was. I asked my boyfriend what FZ was, and he said friend zone, okay? So then it made more sense. I said, you want a good man, check your friend zone list. Most of you have a long list of men you put in the friend zone. You want men to be chivalrous. Why should we be that when you see us as simps? And some of this language only exists on YouTube, in the manosphere, in really tight pockets. And so I did a deep dive in the manosphere, and I did a video about it, and some men were highly offended because of, I think, my tone. I don't have an apology for my tone. I still stand by what I said. The most offensive thing I think I said, or the way I said it, perhaps, maybe it's the way I said it. But if you watch my videos, if you follow my channel, like, you know my personality, that I wouldn't partner with a man who's making like $20,000 a year. That is below average. That's really like poverty income. And so why would I, if you looked at my channel, you got an idea of like who I am, my essence, why would I? But anyway, you want a man to pay for the first date? Yes. Why in the hell would we do that when all you want is a free lunch? And so I know you were talking to me like a general woman, but me specifically, you don't know. And so a statement like that really doesn't apply to me, because if you knew what I did on a first date, I am gonna do a video, online dating series, first date series. Like, it depends on where you meet a man, what the expectation of the first date is. I tell all the men I see for a first date, I want something like really low key, the park, a tea date. Like, I am not interested in dinner as a first date for someone that I meet online, unless like the connection is so clear that we are going to really, really enjoy each other. When you're multiple dating people for a first date, I don't think it's a good idea to have a man pay a lot of money for a first date, because I know myself, I don't like a lot of people. And I will tell a man at the end of a first date, or before he asks me on the second date, no, I'm not interested. So he really has spent no money. No money from me. You want me to be kind and loving and blah, blah, bloody blah. So you can extract money from us. Use us as a walking ATM. You want men to marry you. Why should we do that? What do we get out of it? We marry you, then you divorce us, and then you take our house, half our income, half our pension. You get the kids plus alimony, child support. Then women will hold those kids hostage to us. So we have to pay more money to you so we can just see our kids. So the first time I read this through, I was confused, and I thought, well, he has no idea who I am, and that's why he's saying this. Because we only project what's inside of us out, right? So I live in a bubble of like peace, love, and light. The men who are in my life care about me deeply, respect me, love me, want me to succeed and win, and I have the same for them. Whether we talk once a year, once a month, whether it's somebody that I talk to every day, I love and respect men. And so you that wasn't for me. Like, this is a very specific lived experience, and it's not my lived experience, and the men I interact with don't have this lived experience, but I know that this exists, right? So I know that this exists. After all these comments, because there's a few, right? After all these comments, I did go to look on Kevin Samuels' channel, because I like Kevin Samuels, and every now I check in to see what he's talking about. And what it put into context, this is why I titled the video, it put into context what was all this going on. I don't have, Kevin Samuels' video is so long, I don't even have time to, but I made time because, hey, I'm making a video also. Okay, so my response to this, because, you know, feedback that I got from my boyfriend was, why you even want to respond? Why do you even care? I respond to every video on my channel. I only don't respond to videos on my channel that are very disrespectful, calling me out of my name. Yeah, because everything else to me is a teachable moment, an opportunity for me to be the light in the world, like be evidence that there are good people out there still. So it didn't make sense to me to not respond. I respond to every comment. So I said, I tend to talk in generalities on my videos, but I am in a relationship with a good man. And I wanted to say, well, it really doesn't matter if I'm in a relationship or not. I respect men. I appreciate men. I value men. Whether I'm in a relationship or not, that doesn't change that fact. But I just thought it was helpful in the context. You are obviously not talking to me if you're still talking about first dates. Like I said in my video, I am feminine, I like gender roles, and I enjoy being with a masculine man. Men in my life treat me with respect and kindness. I didn't expound on toxic femininity in this video, because I mean, toxic femininity is a whole other thing. My focus on that video was explaining to women that they need to be vulnerable, that there's a softness that comes with femininity and being your whole self that I don't see happening or being discussed in a lot of the femininity channels. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of the I pop into with some of them to see what they're talking about, to see what some women are discussing or what's on their forefront of their mind. Yeah, but it sounds like what you're describing in your comment. Some women lie, manipulate, and use their bodies to get men to do things for them. But that isn't all women, because I certainly don't do those things. Good guys are out there and good girls are out there. And so this makes me think of Rebecca Lynn Pope, because, you know, Kevin Samuels talks about that video she did about women having unrealistic standards. And she was talking about a specific type of woman who had enough money to do matchmaking, right? There are certain types of personalities out there. There's certain types of people. Rebecca Lynn Pope talk about good people and bad people. Like, there are people who will lie to you, who will manipulate, right? Men and women. There are people who will not bend the rules, break the rules. There are people who will hurt and harm other people to get ahead. I am not one of those people, and I know there are so many people out there who are not one of those people. I will never backstab like anyone. That's just not in me. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. And so I know if I exist, there's lots of people like that who also exist. Okay, so Gentleman Sir left another comment. He came back. This probably happened over like 3 days or something. He said, yet not one, in response to, all I said, yet not one woman has signed a petition to make the courts more equal so women would lose as much as men, like in family court. Would you sign that petition? And I said, and please don't get caught up with the typos. Do I have to say that? I don't think I have to say that, right? Like, please don't get caught up with the typos. I said, I'm not sure. Right, do you mean petition? Also, have you heard about Kelly Clarkson having to pay her ex-husband $200,000 a month? This is a recent case of a woman paying her husband alimony. It's, what do I say here? It's not so much about gender anymore. It's mostly about who has the most money. I would say it's probably always been about who had the most money. Men have usually had the most money, so they're the ones paying women. Marriage is a binding contract, and so when you split, if you don't have a prenup or whatever is in your prenup, it goes half. That's what it does. It goes half. And so whoever has more loses it, and whoever has less gains it. It's not so much a man thing anymore. It's like about the money. But I also said I don't really like petitions. I encourage folks to vote for politicians that support the causes you do. Things are constantly evolving. They will be more balanced one day. And I was really referring to the modern relationship dynamic. I do not think we're ever going to go back to the way things used to be, like in the 1920s, 1950s. And I'm not sure we would ever want things to go back to how they used to be. I do think the pendulum has swung from one extreme to the next, and it's going to balance. But this is just the way I view the world, even with racism, with all the major issues in the world. Like, we go from one extreme to the next. People are trying to fix the problem, fix the inequality. And whenever you go to war on something, you often create more problems than good. But I really believe all of our souls are evolving. We are becoming better people. The whole consciousness of the earth is rising. So then my conclusion has to be things will get better. People will figure out what relationships work best for them. And I am not going to judge what relationship, if you are happy, you are healthy, you are living the life you want, you are doing whatever you want with your time, you are spending your money however you want to, hopefully investing, saving for retirement. Why would I hate on that? I don't have any complaints about however you decide to live your life with whomever, right? With all the different types of people or types of relationships that exist, however you decide to do it. I champion people, do whatever you want. The hardest thing to be in this world is yourself. So do whatever you want. You might as well, because somebody's going to have an opinion either way, no matter what you do. Okay, so we're getting to the end. There was a separate comment that he had. He said, when you delete my comments, I hope you read both of them and see what damage the modern woman has done. It doesn't know me because I don't delete comments unless they're spam, unless somebody's, only calling me out my name. Have no critique, nothing to add. So I told him I typically only delete really disrespectful or hateful comments. Yours was just a difference in perspective, so no need to delete. 2021 is a unique time for modern relationships, and I'm optimistic about how things will continue to evolve. And then he commented on some other, what he said, I wish more women were like you. I appreciate. It's just an interesting time to be relating with people, especially, and I come from a different culture, right? That's part of why I can see things from so many different perspectives, because I was thrown into I left on my own volition. I chose this life. And I experienced culture shock. I experienced culture shock with the amount of people, with the speed at which people live, with the culture, with the language. Yeah, so I see things differently maybe than most, but the whole point of this is I think it's very important for us to understand the generalities of life. We need a framework for interacting with people, but also giving other people an opportunity to show us who they are, right? Like in one of my conversations, gosh, it's so long ago, I was talking to this man, one of those initial conversations, not a date, and he said, well, what do you bring to the table? What? Hi, how are you? Did you have a good day? Like, this is my response. Can we get an opportunity to get to know people? You don't have to ask a person what they bring to the table, right? Any man who gets to know me, who gets to be in my space, will understand like my value, my strengths, my weaknesses. Like you get a full understanding of what it is I bring to the table without having to ask me, especially in one of those first interactions, what I bring to the table. Get to know me. Get to know me. I say stay away from those women who Kevin Samuels talks about, I guess. All women are not the same. All men are not the same. The same way that you want a happy, healthy relationship is the same way the other sex wants a happy, healthy relationship. And time again, people think that the top 20% of men or the top 20% of women is representative of the whole group. Maybe you just need to adjust your filters a little bit. Maybe you need to open up yourself to a different type of person. Maybe you need to change your friend group. I don't know. But I'm saying you attract what you are. A lot of people don't like to hear that. I don't know. You attract everything, right? That's the new thing. You attract everything. I mean, everything can bounce off of you. But it's what you pay attention to. It's what you entertain. That's a reflection of your insides, your inner experience. As above, so below. You cannot be in an unhealthy relationship. You cannot be dealing with multiple women who are lying to you, manipulating you. You can't tell me that that's the kind of women you're dealing with and you are perfectly okay. I'm a psychologist. Go to therapy. Do some healing. Figure out what it is so that you can get the outcomes that you want. You want to be in a happy, healthy relationship? You want to, be blind to the BS of all these other people living these, chaotic lives? You're going to have to elevate. And elevating often means reducing your time on social media. Reduce your time consuming media in general. Have real conversations with real people in your life and give people a chance. Oh my God, give people a chance. Get to know people. Maybe without a whole bunch of money involved, but give people a chance to show you who they are. And then once they show you who they are, if that's not what you're about, then dip. Just dip. But please don't, right? This is not personal, gentlemen, sir. This is not personal. But if you are coming at people with this sort of energy when you don't know them, I'm just concerned, okay? Be as much light and love as you can. Elevate your consciousness. Read the 4 agreements. Read the power of now. Be out in nature. Meditate. Take deep breaths. Relax. Eat good food. Don't take yourself too seriously. Okay? Let me know what you think in the comments. Please. Sure. Feel free. Remember to like, subscribe, share this video with someone you think it may help. And thank you for watching.